on the provided graph. So our first point is negative 3, 6. So from the origin, I'm going to go left 3, up 6. I'm going to go left 2, 0, negative 1, negative 4, 0, negative 6, 1, negative 6, 2, negative 4, 3, 0, and 4, 6. For this one here, what we notice is that you're not given the vertex point. So we'll probably have to put it in our calculator and find the function in order to find it. Alright, so similar to how we did number 1, if we're evaluating f of 0, that means we want to know what is y when our x is 0. So if we go here on our graph, 0, we can go down to 6. We also see on our table when our input x is 6 or 0, our y is 6, or negative 6 rather, so that's negative 6. For part B, it says f of x equals 6. Remember that means y equals 6. So if you look on your graph, when y is 6, you actually have 2 points. These 2 points here both have y values of 6. This point is 3, 6. And this point here is negative 3, 6. I apologize. Let me see. Is that right? 4, 6. My bad. 4, 6. We can also see that likewise on our table, we see the order pairs when y is 6 and our x is negative 3 and also 4. So we want to list both. Do not put parentheses around them. Simply list the numbers. Next, we're asked to evaluate f of negative 4. But if you take a look here, we don't see x negative 4 at all. Don't look over here on your y. Make sure you understand that this is your x value. So we don't see one of negative 4. If we look at our graph, also, if we look at where x is negative 4, we don't see our y. It's somewhere off the graph. So probably the best thing we're going to have to do is take this data here, put all of our x's in list 1, our y's in list 2, and find the function. When you find the function, by typing that in and then doing stat calc 5, go down to calculate and hit enter, you're going to get an a value of 1, a b value of negative 1, and a c value of negative 6. This you have to plug into ax squared plus bx plus c. So it's going to look like y equals 1x squared minus 1x minus 6. So what you're then going to want to do is go to y1 in your calculator and put that in, okay? When you do that, you can look at your table and see that for the ordered pair where x is negative 4, your y value is 14. So again, type in your data, hit pause on the video if you need to, type your data in your calculator, go to stat calc 5 to find your equation, and then type it in y equals and look at your table. Okay? Next it says, at what point of the graph will the rate of change be 0? Please note that that will always be the vertex, because at the vertex it is neither increasing nor decreasing. This one here you don't clearly see the vertex, however the one on your test you will. So I do want you to put the vertex and write the ordered pair. Alright, next for E it says determine the rate of change on the interval from 2 to 5. So in order to do that, similar to how we did with problem 1, we want to find, remember, the rate of change is your change in y divided by your change in x. To find these values for y, you need to, again, look at your table. You already should have your function in y equals. We can also look at our table here, at least to find the value when x is 2. When x is 2, y is negative 4. If we look at our table, we can see in our calculator, we'll see that the ordered pair for 5 is 14. Alright, so if we're asked to find the rate of change, we want to find how much it increases from negative 4 to 14 on a number line. So think if you had a number line where you had negative 4 down here and then 0 and then 14 down here, from here to here would be 4, and then from here to here would be 14. So that's a total of 18. To go from negative 4 to 14 on a number line, you increase by 18. To go from 2 to 5, you increase by 3. So your change in y is your rate of change is your change in y divided by your change in x. And 18 divided by 3 is just 6. So put 6 and circle it. Alright, so next it says what two lines make up the absolute value function f of x equals the absolute value of x. So what you should recall is that it looks like a V. If you look at handout 1 in your notes from absolute value, you can see that we is made up of two lines with a restricted domain. Those two lines are y equals x and y equals negative x. So you really need to memorize that this is the line y equals x and y equals negative x to answer this question. For number 4, you're asked, what does the absolute value mean? Recall that absolute value is a number's distance from 0 on the number line. So I'm giving you the answer. This question is on your test. Make sure you learn it. A number's distance from 0 on the number line. What is the definition of domain? In the most simplest terms, it's your lowest x on the graph to your highest x. And that's going to be satisfactory for an answer. For number 6, you're asked what's the definition of range? Well, similar to domain, except it's all your y values that exist on your function. So let's just put up here that it's your lowest y to your highest y. And that concludes 2 through 6. I'll be working out problems 4 through 10 in a separate video.